Basically, every wife is meant to be a helpmate to her husband, but Richard's marriage is the exact opposite of that belief, as his wife, Juliet, is of great concern to him. She's not just lazy, but jobless, gluttonous, dirty, and her imprudence with cash is pushing him into impoverishment by the day.
Did you see the car keys? I am talking to you. Did you see the car keys?
Richard often wakes up early every morning to get by his business, but like clockwork, he always leaves his home late as he must take time to clean up the house for good appearance. He just can't believe that the woman he married has practically turned his house into a dunghill under his nose. No matter how much cleanup Richard does, he often resumes his housekeeping duties at return from work. Whether tired or not, some stinking pile of dishes must be awaiting the man of the house. Getting fed up with the whole mess and the fact that she refused to listen to his heartfelt complaints all through the past 5 years of marriage, he was forced to notify Juliet's mother of her daughter's piggy lifestyle. He demanded something urgent be done about the issue as his patience was at its limits.
To work late every day. I come back, I'm the one that takes care of all the house. No. I can no longer endure this, Mama. I just called to inform you now. All right.
Juliet takes great care of herself occasionally when she feels like it, but her nonchalance to her duties as a wife is glaring.
Husband care. Don't worry, he knows how to handle himself.
Lucky you. If he's my own husband, you won't believe what he will do to me.
Don't worry, that's how we roll.
With no positive change in view, Richard took the bull by the horn by confronting his wife one last time. Juliet in turn fired back, holding on to the premise that she is who she is and he wasn't blind or bewitched before marrying her. Richard could not believe his ears, as in his opinion, she was not this way before they married. Or maybe he just didn't know her that well enough.
No, well, before I married you.
At least you knew.
I regret that I ever decided to say I want to marry you. Because I never expected all this from you.
I never hid my character from you. From day one, I never...
Listen to me. You are almost a disgrace to womanhood.
Thank you.
Don't worry.
Please go away. What is it? What is it? Tabego, I'm not gonna like one suffer, Jerry.
In a bid to keep his sanity and secure his health, Richard has left his matrimonial home for the past 2 weeks to put up with a bachelor friend, Mark. The wife, who neither knows her husband's whereabouts nor necessarily perturbed about it, coincidentally called Mark to lay complaints of Richard's insensitive behavior. Mark in turn suggested to Richard that he return home as his wife's primary concern is lack of upkeep money. Though fed up with the whole mess, Richard can't afford to stay with his friend forever. How can he be helped?
Hello viewers at home, you're welcome to another exciting time on Decisions, and I'm your host Abigail Unutaro. Like you know, the decisions you make or fail to make can either make or mar you. That's why we're here to help you make the right decisions. And today we'll be looking at a wonderful topic, unfavored. No, but that's not the dictionary. We're looking at it from the fact that he that finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. And maybe at home you've seen marriages that are not working. You want to wonder, is it I found the wrong person? Am I unfavored? This and more you get to learn from this session. We'll be right back to introduce our guests. Hello, you're welcome back. Like I said before, we are dealing with a very wonderful topic, unfavored, and we have wonderful guests, seasoned personnel to discuss this with us in the studio today. Okay, on my close left is our own Reverend Boma Judge. He is the administrator, New Bishopric CGM Praise Center. Wori, sir, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. Hello, viewers.
Yeah, hello viewers. Okay, on my far left is Mrs. Chidrike Okwobo. She's the editor of Pure Passions magazine, also facilitator of teenage outreach, and also a children coach. Ma, you are welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Wow, so viewers at home, you've seen them. Please listen and you will be blessed. You will learn so much today. Okay, like we said, Unfavoured. So I want you've been in the administration of church, and I know you are into the word. Is there a time in the marriage where one can really say, I've been unfavored because of the partner I got married to?
I don't think so, because the platform for marriage was set by God.
Okay.
And He said, he who finds a wife, that is the definition. It is favor that comes to the life of that man. So to say the person is unfavored is not tenable based on what God has given to us as the template to run our marriages.
Okay.
However, if the person went against the rules, of course, certainly, you will see some of these things coming up. But even then, there's always the God of second chance.
Okay.
If we do what we need to do, God will bring us back to the original.
Okay. Okay, Mashuduke, what do you think? Are you in line with this thought?
Yes, I agree with him.
All the way?
I agree with him. He that finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. So, though the word there is he that finds a wife, so like he said, the process of getting the wife also to a large extent determines how your favor comes to you, and to what extent your favor comes to you, or you experience that favor.
Okay, so it's going to be a barrier if at any point you put it in your heart that you married the wrong person.
No, there's no such thing as you married.
So it should not be thought about.
No.
Okay, you've heard, it should not be thought about. You marry the right person, make it work. Okay. The situation we have in hand from the clip we just watched is a scenario of an unhealthy environment. So am I going to talk about that? What's the danger of that kind of environment, and what's the default, the hindrance it can bring to the home?
Having an unhealthy environment in the home.
Okay.
First of all, from the clip that we have watched, we see a home where there's no peace.
Yeah.
There's some extent, there's large extent of chaos. I will put it that way. There's no communication. There's no harmony. And faults are being magnified and all that. And in such a home, in such an environment, nothing good really can actually come out of it. Yeah. Where you have a child and all that you do is to point out the fault of a child. You don't expect to see anything good in that child. So because of your expectation, you have what you say, or you have what you say you see. So we have to be careful what we see and what we say. You don't see a child doing something wrong and keep repeating it over and over and over. Also, you don't see your spouse doing something wrong and keep repeating it over and over and expect there to be a change. They say he who does the same thing over and over and over the same way and expect to see a different result is a foolish man.
Yeah.
So you don't expect to get anything good out of that kind of home. So there has to be a change of tactics in that home.
Okay, so we're saying that it should build on the strength of the woman.
Sure. Every human being, we are supposed to complement each other.
Yeah.
It simply means that in my area of weakness, my wife should be my strength. And our own weakness, I should be her strength, like I told you illustration. Okay, the woman is not dressing the bed well. Do you know how to dress the bed very well? You can do it and she will learn. As long as the atmosphere in the home is cordial, she will learn. Nobody will fight against love. No way. No matter how you think that this person, once the person showers love on you, you will change your mind.
Okay.
So the taking responsibility that this is my assignment in the home, especially because the whole storyline is you are pouring garbage upon the lady. Ought not to be at all, because in Genesis chapter 2 verse 15, God told man, dress and keep the garden.
Okay.
So it's a huge responsibility. You want to see a beautiful wife, you have a responsibility to dress her up. Then keep. There are things that we want to, like a threat to this marriage. As a man, take responsibility, identify them, and then with wisdom begin to unfold these things that could be a challenge in the home, and then you will get the best out of it. Let me say this, there is no home without challenges.
That's true.
So we must take responsibility and create the environment that God wants us to create. God is a creator, and we are made after his own image and likeness. So what he said, the heavens belongs to God, but the earth he has given to the sons of men. So what we see God do, we should be able to replicate it here in our homes also.
Okay, what about a situation where the man is doing this, correcting in a good way,
Yes.
by example,
Yes.
but the woman is taking advantage of the situation, like leveraging the situation? What about that?
Yes, that's what we are saying, that the man should speak out, but in a very good, conducive environment. You know when you will gain the attention of your wife. Every man knows that.
Yeah.
Every man knows that. When your wife will listen to you, if it is midnight, use the midnight hour. If it is lunchtime, use the lunchtime hour. Every man knows when he will be able to gain the attention of the wife very well, and then utilize it. Because there's a problem. You cannot sweep it under the carpet, because you just magnify, and one day it will explode, everybody will go his way, and then you have failed God. Because God has made you a creator. Why is it I cannot create peace in your home and move this family forward?
Okay, that's cool. That's okay. But I want to go into the root cause of this problem. And I think part of where she's coming from, it could be that from the home she doesn't really get to do things. And I want to talk about that. For parents that are perfectionists, because they like the way they want the food to taste, they like the way they want the house to be arranged, they get to do things themselves without allowing their daughters, particularly, even their children, but particularly their daughters, to do things. How do we build that in our homes? I know you're married, you have children. Do you have daughters?
Yes.
How many?
2.
Okay.
It's if, just like he said, right, depending on the way you were brought up, right, it goes a large extent to determine the kind of person that you are. So if I'm a person that is given to, details,
Yeah.
I like things specific ways, and if it's not that way, I don't think anybody can get it the way I can do it. So we have people like that, which we call perfectionists. It's just that I would rather say they are thorough people. They like things in a certain way. Yeah, I don't like to use the word perfectionist, because it's really not a bad thing, But we as parents should also teach our children by this example, right? Even though you like things a certain way, you can bring them close and tell them this is the way it's supposed to be and why it should be that way, right? And teach them how to go about these things. Because when you do everything yourself, one, you're going to worry yourself. One, you don't give your children the opportunity to learn,
Yeah.
right? And you make them, not that they are naturally lazy or they don't, it's just that they don't have the opportunity to do it. So you tell them, no, go and eat, I'll take care of the dishes. Or when you're done eating, just keep the plates in the sink, I'll take care of it. No, I don't want you to sell your dress, just go and sit down. In as much as we feel that we're expressing love or we're expressing care towards our children, we should, as much as possible, bring them in to teach them. Because when they are out there, right, they
One day they must go.
They will be products
Yes.
of what you have made them to be at the end of the day.
Sure.
So nobody wants to go out there and say, your daughter is a lazy girl, or your daughter doesn't know how to wash places. It wasn't as if she didn't want to, but she wasn't brought up in the atmosphere, where she was doing that. And some other families you have where you have helps everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's not as if the children don't even have the opportunity to touch anything. You have people you're paying and they're doing everything. That's also another extreme. That shouldn't be. Even though you have helps or assistants in the house, you need to also teach your children how to take care of themselves and how to take care of the home. So that when they finally get married,
Yeah, sure.
right? We don't have two babies in the house married, and the one fellow is looking at the other fellow to work, and the other fellow is looking at the other fellow to work, and then everything is abandoned, and we're looking at who is going to do this and who is going to do that.
Yeah.
So that is
Wow.
that.
Wow. Wow, that's wonderful. I like that. He said, give your children responsibility. Make them do things. Even if you have to correct them, please give them responsibility. Okay, we're going to other lines of thought on the clip we just watched. Will you consider the woman a lazy person if she takes care of herself? I mean, she was looking good. You know, I think you're taking a bath and she keeps her clothes. So will you consider her lazy because she's not taking care of other parts of the house?
Well, like we said again, it depends on where she's coming from and where the man is coming from, his own environment. If they know they are time conscious, where he's coming from, his own home before he got married to her, and then he now came in and discovered that this one is, I have to wake her up, everything, I must tell her and all the rest of them, he will assume that she's lazy, you know. But like I said again, whatever be this kind of traits or character traits and habits, they are learned and can also be unlearned. So it's the environment. Keep the environment. Let the man take responsibility that this is my own. I must make it work, and then begin to work on them. There are some people who are actually lazy. Like she said, when you do not expose your children to know what to do part time as a girl, you know, and at the end of the day, they must leave your own one day. I'm looking at my first daughter and I say, very soon this guy is out of my house in the next few years. And she's almost 400 level, going to 400 level. She's reading engineering, and after that, youth service. Of course, maybe for postgraduate, and then one young man will come that he wants to marry and all the rest. So I will not keep her forever. But it's the things. And I love what my wife does. Holidays, as they come, she doesn't go to the kitchen again. Wow. It's her responsibility. I said, but I'm the husband, I must eat. He said, no, this is training process for all of us. We must allow them to grow on these things. And if there are challenges, we tell them now, have to do it this way, do it that way. So that when they go out, they represent the kind of family they came from.
Okay,
and nobody gets. Go ahead.
Okay, when you say something, she said they have to learn. So how do you deal with the change of taste?
Well,
yes,
I know that they are my children.
Okay.
As like anybody who is manufacturing products, you don't play with their exports at all. So they will represent you. Samsung is product from a particular country. So they will give the best because it's going outside. So if this is the price we have to pay to bring out the best products, and they say this is a reference point. Where did you come from? Who is your father? Who is your mother? I think it's a great joy to anybody. So this is the reason why.
The price we have to pay.
Yeah, that's the price we have to
eat. To eat the food that you don't like very well.
Yes.
So
and tell them that, look, this side has plenty of
yes.
But in doing that, they are learning. Wow. And now, amazing cooks.
Wow.
Amazing cooks. All of them.
Wow. That was touching. I got that. I'll come back to it. Okay, viewers at home, please, we have to go on a short break and we'll be back to continue this session. Don't go anywhere. Hello viewers at home, you're welcome back. Okay, before we went on the short break, we were talking about something, sir, and he said the price you have to pay for greatness, particularly parents at home. Okay, still on that line of that thought, the price you have to pay for greatness. Sir, will you say that the man was actually built together, like all the process of his life is given to details, neatness, and all of that? It was built for such a time like this. Bible says that the body fitly needs by that which each part supplies. So what's your take on that? Please talk on it.
Well, like we said earlier on, whatever is displaying is a function of what he has experienced. But unfortunately, he has not been able to ask himself one question: what do I want out of this marriage? He may have experienced the father and mother living together. For instance, I knew when I was about to get married that it is final. Once I'm married, I'm married. I didn't see my mom carry her loads out of the house any day. They used to quarrel. My father and my mom, they used to quarrel. But at the end of the day, they have a way of resolving these issues. So this is the mindset I do. But as a child of God, as a pastor, I must take it to the next level, which is better than what I saw. So if the man brought in this perfectionist kind of mindset into the marriage and is now driving the lady as a horse, he must do this, he must do that, this is the way we do it, this is the way you do it, it's going to be a problem, because he has not considered where she's coming from. And then, well, for every lady, before he said he wants to marry her, there must be a selling point in that lady that said, no, I'm not, forget about Angela, forget about Joyce, forget about Rose. It must be Edna. So that thing must keep ringing bell in his mind. And that will be the reason why he should be able to pay any price to ensure that Edna is within as long as life permits. So that's it. Take that responsibility and tell yourself that where you are coming from is different from this one. The other one is work the example. You now work out your own, how you want your marriage to be. Don't go and import. Do your own now. Your father has done what you have seen, your uncle and all the, maybe you even live with your uncle and this is what he does and all the rest of them. But this is your own now. You work it out. You work it out. So it's all about taking responsibility, paying the price, which boils down to sacrifice. And this is the bottom line of marriage. 1 Corinthians chapter 13 is love. So you love believeth all things. You just assume and even courtship, because you will not know the woman very well until she comes into the home.
That's true.
And she's a good lady. Accept that she's a good lady, but there are some shortcomings that we must work on. You do, you have. For the fact that she has not been given the opportunity to say does not mean that you don't have your weaknesses.
That's true.
And so she's also bearing with you. So you too, bear. And then by the grace of God, this thing will move. And it's progressive. One level year 2018 cannot be like 2019. 2019 must be better than 2018. In my home, we do this. Every end of the year, we sit around and we say, children, write the things you don't like about daddy. We do in the house. Write the things you don't like about.
Wow.
So for some years, about 7, 8, or 10 years ago, see, daddy used to shout too much. When we make mistake, daddy will shout.
Wow.
And I knew that this is a challenge.
Wow.
So we deliberately have to walk. Even my wife say,
Okay.
the children don't like shouting. Let us tell them what they need to do so that they will be corrected. Not shouting will not produce the result we are expecting.
Okay,
So
you heard from the man that has experienced it and is having a wonderful family. Please learn. Ma, please, I want to still look at this. We'll conclude very shortly. I want to look at this. You are a lady that, I for one, I don't like things anyhow. I like the marriage. But then I used to be like that in my room in school. If my carpet is torn, it's a problem. But now I think the Lord is helping me to balance that. So I looked at it which day it was turned and I was not irritated. So how do you balance that for a lady? The guy is the one that drops knicker here, drops shorts there, drops shoe there, socks everywhere. How do you balance it?
Like we said earlier, we have different backgrounds, a lot of different things.
Okay.
And because of the kind of society that we're in, we always tend to, push it towards the girls. The girls have to learn, they have to learn, they have to learn. We train the girl child from a baby how to be a wife, but we don't train the male child how to be a husband.
Okay.
So it's not going to be skewed to just the lady, right? Train up a child in the way he should be.
Yes.
When he's grown, he will not depart from it, whether male, whether female. It is possible that the man in question was trained that way. It's possible the woman wasn't trained that way. So if you find yourself, you have that privilege, it's an advantage on your own part that you were trained this way. You don't now fault the other person. Oh, your parents didn't train you well. Because you had that privilege, right? Then the onus is on you now to help build up your spouse. So if I have a husband who drops his shoe in front of the door before coming into the house, or just pulls his shirt and drops it, all I just do is pick up the shirt and hang it. And things like that. If I mention the first time, oh, honey, you just left your shirt on the chair, on the bed, like it's not nice now. You say the first time, the second time, the third time, this man is not giving to it. You don't have to force it into the person that I've told you times without number, you keep keeping your shirt here, I'll take all my time, I arrange the house, you come back, you get it messed up. I just said, hey, you have dropped this your shirt again. You must be so tired. Let me help you hang your shirt back. Do you understand? Let's loosen up in our marriages. It's not a war. You're not. It's not your. She's not.
It's not
your
competition
enemy.
at all.
She's not your enemy. He's not your enemy.
Well,
You don't fight. Initially, when you get married, there's always a thought in every person that, oh, maybe I made the wrong choice, or it's like this guy. This guy, I didn't know he was like this. I think everybody has had that experience at the time when you got married. But if you have been married for 5 years and you are still having these challenges, we expect that you should have matured a bit by now. So we should give excuses. Make excuses for your spouse. Give them the opportunity to change. It's not all head on. Give them the opportunity to change. It may take some people 5 years. It may take some people 1 year. It may take 10 years. But give it that change. Do you understand? Give it that opportunity to grow. Nurture it. Do you understand? Okay. And let that harmony be there. Because now you are running away from your home to somebody else's home. You know, it always looks green on the other side. It always looks, but when you get to that side, you realize that they have been watering it all this while.
Okay, if I leave you, I know you have so much more to say. But you see, we have to go. We really have to go. You can get more of this. You can reach them. You can drop your questions on our media handle. You can reach them and you can get more comments and more advice on what to do. But now we have to go. So, our distinct personnel for today, please, what are your final words to our viewers at home?
Number one, that God's mindset for our marriages, they are beautiful, beautiful destiny, beautiful endpoints. But that it is the choices we decide to make that will determine how we are going to end up in our marriages. And then finally, on a final note, we should learn to pay the price to make something which is not working well to work well. Wow. God did it, so we have to do the same thing.
Okay, what's the final word for us?
All right, I will say that marriage is beautiful.
Okay.
Right, but you have to work. So give yourself to patience. Let patience have its perfect work in your marriage. Thank you.
You heard it. That was a good combination. There's a price to pay. Patience has to work. See, both of them go together. So we have to go, like we said before. And it's been wonderful being here. We're here because you're there. So next time we'll expect you to still come up and listen for the next thing we have to say. And also you can drop your questions, your comments, whatever you want to drop on our social media showing on the screen. Also, I think I'm forgetting something. Am I? No. Okay. So we'll have to go now. And we'll see you some other time. Remain your host, Abigail. Bye.